Shalom. First and foremost, want to say Kal Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Daban is that I had apostles of Yasharala, which are apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, love, and blessings to the man that's pushing the gospel of Yahweh in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahushai, in all sincerity and all truth. To the men, women, and children that stay in the spirit to the best of their ability, to the house of David, which is the elect that Yahushai is coming back to deliver in these last days. All right. This lesson is just going to be a quick one, basically on the topic of counting the cost of being in His truth. All right. So I'm gonna just get right into the scripture. Hopefully, this is edifying to the elect. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 28. It says, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest happily, after he have laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish." All right. So this is the Lord using this as a parable, basically talking about, this truth and, men who start, putting their hands to the plow, and going out there and teaching this truth, being an evangelist, all right, a preacher. If they didn't really count the cost, okay, of what it is to actually, be in His truth, then all of a sudden, they stop. Scripture says that man is going to get mocked, all right? And that word, look up that word mock, okay, in Hebrew, it means deride, all right? And if you look up the word deride, it means basically to make fun of and to laugh at. And that's what happens when you see, people that come into this truth, and they, be, some super duper Israelite, all right, but they don't steady themselves, they don't stay steadfast, they don't pace themselves in this thing, okay? Then all of a sudden, they fall back out into the world. People who are still, in this race, they look at a person like that and, they mock him, they laugh at him because he didn't, count the cost of what it is to actually be in His truth. This ain't just a Saturday thing. This isn't just a, when you see brothers on YouTube out there teaching thing. Okay, this is an actual lifestyle. This is an actual, career, man. Okay, this is a lifelong thing that we're in. Okay, so the times that we, that you don't see us on the YouTube, we still got to be Israelites, 24/7. We still gotta, walk in this walk, okay, walk in this flesh, okay, while staying in the spirit, 24/7. So if you don't really sit down and count the cost of what that's going to cost, it's going to cost you, loved ones, it's going to cost you family, all right, it might cost you your job, all right, it might cost you, your girlfriend, your children, okay, it might cost you friends, okay, and then ultimately it's going to cost some of us blood. All right, that tells you that in Hebrews the 12th chapter that we have not strived yet against. We have not strived. Okay, as pertaining to blood yet. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. So the cost of being in this truth is not just a shalom. A shalom brothers and a barakatah. Okay, or being amongst brotherhood. That's part of it. But the whole thing is an actual walk that you got to endure. All right. That you gotta actually sit down and think, am I prepared to sacrifice, to deny myself to better the kingdom, all right, for the elect's sake, okay? And you need the Lord, the Lord, and praying and fasting and meditating to give you that strength, man. Because being in this world, all right, but not being of the world, is a very strenuous thing. Okay, going out there and teaching, being a prophet is a very strenuous and stressful job. But we understand that this job has a great reward, has a great, pension plan, all right, at the end. Okay, and that's what we seek for. That's the prize that we press towards. All right, so this is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5. It says, "But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry." All right. So this is Paul exhorting Timothy of how to be, in this walk. All right. How to be as an apostle, as a teacher. All right. As a prophet. He says what? It says watch in all things. So that's why we got to constantly, Our time can't be all up into TV shows and video games and bars and football. You know, those things has its place, all right, as a balance. But we're really supposed to be being occupied in prophecy. We're really supposed to be, you know, watching and these current events and in news, all right, and linking it up with the scriptures, because that's what our focus is. That's what our job is, okay? That's us building up this foundation and is building this temple, which is the elect, okay? And all these things are necessary into watching so that the elect can be edified and woken up, so that, you know, we can, you know, be the laborers that can enter into the rest. All right. So we got to watch in everything, man, and how we conduct ourselves, you know, how brothers conduct themselves. You know, that's where it comes in with reproving and rebuking each other. All right. You got to reprove and rebuke yourself. All right. Then you got to go out there and show Jacob their transgressions and Israel their sins. You got to go out there and be, you know, approved and studying so that you can go out there and break down these scriptures correctly. All right. So this is a lot of this. It takes a lot to be in this truth, man. All right. It's not just what you see out on the streets. Everything that leads up to that is what we're doing so that we can go out on them streets and edify and hopefully wake up the elect. Okay, so it says, but watch in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. So we got to make full proof of this ministry, man. Okay, we got to understand and realize how much, you know, it's going to take to be in this truth and to, you know, be a minister, which means to be a servant. All right. We got to understand how much afflictions we're going to have to endure. All right. Physically, mentally, spiritually, you know, everything that we're going to go through so that we can go out there and push this word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, so that we can, you know, so that the Lord can come back and deliver us, man. All right. So, you know, with that, hopefully this was edifying. All right. I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Shalom.